Alright, what's up, Dragon Brood? So over the next couple of days, what we're going to do is we're going to revisit some of our most popular decks from 2025 and give them an update with some of the cards that maybe weren't around when we first made them. So we're going to start with this Gruul Hasty Counters deck, which did very well. Y'all seem to really like this one. And there were some cards like, yes, namely Badger Mole Cub, that actually weren't available when we did this last time. So we're going to do a few upgrades, swap a few cards out, and see how it does. And don't forget, if you want to support the channel, be sure to go over to Tales of Adventure to buy your Magic cards, because you can save 5% on literally everything you buy if you just use my code DRAGON. It's DRAGN. But alright, let's go play some Magic and see how this upgrade, or update, works. Oh, before we get into the video, I do have to say thanks to all these new channel members. Thanks to some gifted subs on the last stream that we did. Speaking of which, don't forget, there is a link if you want to join our Discord, if you want to support the channel and join. There's all stuff down below, and there will be extra content for those that are channel members, so hop on if you want extra stuff. Otherwise, enjoy the video. I think we can keep this one fine. We're on the draw. We have a little bit of removal. Then we have a turn 2 Baloth, which is fine. Lots of haste creatures here. I think this version we updated. We added a couple of dragons where the, I think Defend the Rider used to be in the list, now has Overprotect. And that's mostly to help with your creatures getting bigger, so that way, you know, either from Halana Lena or from Ouroboros, you can trample over, which is good. Bolt Wave. Ooh, so we're just going to get burned out? Alright. It's interesting. They kept a 5-card hand and bolted us right off the bat. Alright, they just figure they'll just go upstairs, I guess. Fair enough. We're just going to go with this. Now, they might have a creature here, and they just didn't play it previously because we had red mana up, which wouldn't surprise me, honestly. That'd be a good play on their part. I think next turn, though, our goal is play Badger Mole into Wicker Folk, and then hopefully try to finish them off with Halana Lena pumping something the following turn. The thing to remember about this deck is games can be very fast with all the haste creatures, and you're putting counters on things. Like, it doesn't take long to close the clock. So you can outrace some of these other Badger Mole ramp creature kind of decks. Well, it looks like the opponent might be stuck here. Not totally sure, but we'll see. Okay, we'll turn this into a creature. Get another hasty dude to get in there for 6. And this is very likely the game. And a concession. Sweet. This has to be bad, but since we're on the draw, I don't hate it having a couple of torches here. And when an opponent plays Gene Pollinator, you can usually wait to see what you want to target. Because if they go ahead and play Badger Mole Cub here, we can just kill the cub. Or we can shoot this so they don't have mana. And then we'll just get rid of the cub on our turn. And then that gives us a chance to just play this tapped on red if we want. And then off the Badger Mole Cub. Now, that still doesn't leave us doing a lot right now. So there's that. Alright, they will have 4 mana next turn, barring us finding another removal for their cub, which we did not. So we're just going to do this and hope for the best. We might have opposing Ouroboros, and they will be on... Okay, we don't. I would say they could have been on Boroid advantage, if you will. Uh-oh. They still have stuff going on? Okay. I guess we go ahead and just Ouroboros here. They only have green mana, so they could have fight spells, but might as well get moving. And then next turn we'll have 2, 4, 5, 6. So we can Halana Lena and nothing else, which isn't great. But they're kind of just making mana here. Okay, they still have access to 3 mana, though. Gonna play Toph. So, does slow down some attacking here, because that is an 8 power Toph. Let's go ahead and play this. Play this tapped. Yep, we will stack him just like that. Thank you, Arena. And they would trade Badger Mole and Toph for my Ouroboros, I imagine. So let's not do that. Now, next turn, we can make 2 throw rollers that will be pumped, and they should trample for enough to win. I would say, even if the opponent had their own Ouroboros here, I think we're fine with a 8-10 and a 6-7 first striker. Yeah, not too concerned about that. That can get a bunch of counters or whatever. We'll survive that. Now, that could have been scary at this stage, because that can't be blocked. And I only have to block the 10. Now, if I do this, I can make this into an 8. Or into a 10. So then that would make this a 14 that tramples and you only have 1 blocker. Yeah, we're just blocking here. This is fine. Go to 4. Okay, that also works out. And then we get another hasty creature. Also, the throw rollers are nice in this list because they survive sweepers, which is important. But that should do it. Just the 2, either of the big tramplers along with one other thing would have got there. I feel like we hadn't had any good real fast starts yet so far, but this doesn't look bad. On green, I think. Rest in peace. You got it. I am not interested in that line of work. Paleontologists, see if they want to do anything about that. Looks like they're thinking about it. Yep. And we actually would rather that get hit than something like our Frenzied Baloth, because they're playing blue and this is going to probably have more long-term value. So I'm okay slow rolling the Frenzied Baloth a little bit. Oh, Nova Hellkite, you'll be good too. Consult. I'm going to assume they're going to go looking for a land here. So I think our play is just go ahead and put in this. And then just save our hasters for later. Get in for 5. Even if they found another land to sweep the board here, we'd be able to play both of these next turn. So that's another 7. Oh yeah, if that's all they got, we're locked and loaded. Heck yeah. Here, this is why you play all the haste things. Here we go. That should do it. Nice. Ooh, this feels like a mulligan. Alright, this might be better. We'll see. Zhao. Probably doesn't hurt us too much, but does have menace, and I'd rather it just be out of the way. Ooh, a Badger Mole Cub. Was not anticipating drawing that. Things being what they are, then, I guess we just do this. Because if the opponent just, like, plays a creature, attacks... Okay. Ooh, and they didn't get rid of our paleontologist. Oh. Folks, we might be in business. Wait, what did I... Oh, because that makes lands interplay tapped. Ha ha ha. I see there. That makes sense. I was like, wait a minute, why could I not do the thing? I wanted to play Alana here, but we can't. Alright. Hopefully they don't sweep the board. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. You just go to your reveal a non-land card? Okay, I don't know what that's about, but alright. I'm in. Let's go ahead and play this. Give this new one haste and attack, attack. Hell, are we attacking with Badger Mole here? I feel like the answer might be yes. They block Badger Mole, take 6, they go to 14, and they still got to deal with Lana. Like, they probably will, though. They'll just land and kill that. Yeah. Oh, well, that's it. Oh. Well, we have to mulligan this one because these Thornspire Verges only make red. Eesh. Oh, goodness. We have to keep this, though, right? Okay. Our opponent's shooter's name is Vernisty, which is hilarious to me because that reminds me of the Always Sunny episode with Dynasty. That's the for real, like, if you know kind of situation. But Shady Nasty is legit. I don't know why. That's one of my favorite episodes of that show. And I think it's just because it's so absurd and so dumb that, like a lot of things in that show, you would think nobody's this dumb or nobody's going to make this mistake. But, then you meet humans and realize, yeah, some people do. Our opponent's getting their ally mana on for sure here. They still have 2 more. They're just attacking, though. I'm no blocky here. Alright. Let's go ahead and do the thing. And I'm going to not attack here. I don't think they could have done anything. They only had 1 mana open, but... Okay. We're probably just going to have to kill Katara. Because that's going to be a problem long term. Hate wasting 2 spells to do it here, but... Katara is the scariest thing on the battlefield right now on their side. Fire up. Go attack for... these 2? Pretty sure they don't have anything with 1 land, because this is set to ally. They could tap these for mana, though, of course. Alright, there's another Katara. And do they have anything to go with? Otherwise, they're going to be on blocking duty. Ooh, that's bad for them. Put this on green. If I paid this to turn this live... Huh. I think... I'm just trying to think about how do we maximize the mana to do what we want to do here. I don't think there's a way to do that. So I think we just let this be live. And then activate this. And then just put counters on it. And then go attacking. And just do whatever you're going to do. Alright, they go to 2. Now, even if they have a sweeper, we just activate the bridge and the ridge line and we're good. Aang does trigger twice here, so you potentially get something really good. First one misses. Second one gets Voyager, which does get a card and a couple of life. But I don't think that's going to do it. Oh, that's definitely not going to do it. All right. Yeah, we're keeping this one. Don't know if Overprotect's going to get to come through or not, but we'll see. I love how even there, Arena's just like, are you sure you want to spend this mana to play the Lana Ruff? I'm like, how else am I going to cast it, Arena? Like, what was your plan here? This looks just like Sultai control. So we're going to hope our hasty creatures are enough to get us where we want to go. There's a good chance, I was going to say, and Paleontologist is dead also. Oh, wait, is this Reanimator? It is. Oh, I would have chosen incorrectly. Had they not played Dredger's Insight there, I would have had no idea. That's amusing. Okay, so I guess we just want to play this here instead. And then we can still activate Paleontologists. I bet they're going to try to play Reanimator on this with us having a Paleontologist out. Because we've had so many opponents do that. It may be because nobody plays with the Paleontologist. Nobody knows. Oh, no. They're actually going to kill the Paleontologist first. Fair. Let's get rid of the only relevant thing they can get. I mean, you have to kill it. Yeah. Obviously. Okay. This is a little bit of a weird spot. Because I would like to... You know what? I messed up. Oh, no, because I didn't have any green mana available. I was thinking I could have possibly overprotected, but I didn't have the mana. These were still only making red. Okay. So, here's what we can do. I think we just destroy this. Just to slow the opponent down. Attack, put them to 15 in the turn. We can protect the creature if we need to. I think they got a Zombify, because it looked like they were, or Cavero, because it looked like they were checking the yard and didn't have anything. This will definitely put something there, though. So now we're going to have a little bit of a problem. Okay, so far, just that, not the scariest thing. Untap land, please? Yeah, another Baloth, though. Oh, man. Do I need... I guess I gotta leave mana up to protect a Baloth. Could have put them one more point down. Would have been at 6. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, if they want to use another removal to kill a Baloth, so be it. We made them 2 for 1 creature. Okay, so now we need to find something to get that out of the yard. And we failed. So we're probably just dead here, I would imagine. Dang it. Needed 2 more points. I guess had we played this... Alright, GG's. We could have potentially won there, actually. No, we wouldn't have, because if we don't protect the Baloth, the other one of these would have given them 2 more life. So it would have been a similar situation either way. Yeah, we just needed to draw a hitter there. Maybe like a dragon or something earlier, potentially. But either way, they get the win. We get to go first. Not what I would call a crazy explosive hand, but not terrible. I think we're still priced into playing Baloth first. Get 3 points in, make them deal with the Baloth. Then we could Badger Mole Cub with Overprotect up, if need be. And then we can start doing other things. Now, if they don't kill the Baloth or whatever, plans might change, but we'll see. But we'll just continue with the plan and we'll see what's up. It's also a little weird too, because if, let's say we see a blue-green land, then we're probably still incentivized to just play the Badger Mole first. Mostly because Frenzy Baloth can't be countered after the fact, so we'll see. And there is indeed a forest, so I think we will go ahead and do this first. I don't know if Overprotects are going to be the answer or not, but maybe. They'll be huge if we could find... Oh, they have their own Frenzy Baloth. That's cute. Yeah, no blocks. Ooh, okay. That could be good later. Let's play our Baloth and attack. Now, this could be where they decide to Ouroboros, which would make a lot of sense. If they don't, we might have to take a risk on blocking and using Overprotect just to gain a little bit of the advantage. I'd love to draw an untapped red source and be able to play the Hellkite here. I mean, we can play it for the warp cost, but obviously we'd like to get it full size if we could. Man, a torch would have been so good on this turn. Being able to get rid of a pollinator here just to slow them down. Oof. Alright, Llanowar Elf to the board. Llanowar Elf to the board. Pass. Block. Overprotect. Got him. Alright. This works for us. So now we get to kill an elf. So when elf goes away. And then we'll play our own elf. Attack with these. And we're in decent shape, I think. Though, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, well, no, that at least gets rid of an elf. I was thinking it's possible we could have played a throw roller here instead and saved this for, I don't know, coming over the top of an Ouroboros or something. But here, I think just destroying an elf works fine. Yep. And go attacking with these. And they could double block, trade 2 for 1 on our Frenzied Baloth, and we'd be okay with that. Alright. Opponents at 10. We have a Throw Roller and Overprotect. Whoa! Leyline Axe. Oh, you know what, though? If you're playing ramp creatures, that's actually not terrible. That's not hard to equip, even if you don't get it for free early. Okay, I see what you're doing. It's not a bad idea, especially with Badger Mole Cub. Another thing it does, which probably doesn't come up a ton, but if you get this in your opening hand and it's then play for free, and then you play a turn 1 Pollinator, you start the turn with an extra mana, which isn't nothing. You know, I mean, that's a real thing to pay attention to. All right, we're going to go through a roller here. And I think we just attack, attack, attack. Feels like that's the right answer. With us holding an Overprotect here. Through Roller's like one of those forgotten Magic cards. But it actually does a good bit of work. What I also like about it is even after it's destroyed, you can discard those late game lands or whatever and get it back and just have a haste creature right there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess we will do this. Since you're not blocking. Alright, cool. I think the opponent was gambling there that we didn't have another pump spell, which is why they were kind of taking a while to block. But there's a realistic chance they had some pump spell or something, and we're going to move over an axe, and they probably just needed all their mana to try to steal a win. So they probably just made the block that gave them an opportunity, but we actually did have the pump spell that time. This feels bad. Like, really bad. Whew. Now we're on the draw. I'm going to mulligan. I just couldn't convince myself to keep that hand. I'm going to get rid of this. And I hope we're not up against something where that card would have been outstanding. Sadly, we are. Gosh dang it. Tough lessons learned, I guess. Because these decks play so many creature kill spells. But they don't have one there. Whoa. We're playing a Vendo. The hell? Is this like a... Oh, this is a Kona version. Okay, then. Well, then we only really have, like, 2 turns? Realistically. Alright. Here's what we're going to have to do then. I think next turn, we get Ouroboros down, hopefully. Then hope it's enough with Tramplers to punch through. I mean, they could also just play, like, Omniscience or whatever, because that's such a dumb Magic card. But damn, I'm going to be regretting not having... Oh yeah, that means they have Kona in hand for sure, because there's no other reason to make that play, right? So we do this. We play this. We put counters on everybody. They all go attacking. And if their play is to Kona into Coma, then I think we're okay. If it's Omniscience, play a bajillion things, and Coma, then we're probably no good. We have to hope it's not Omniscience, because I sadly put our Heritage Reclamation back in the deck on our mulligan. Alright. How bad is it? Yep. So far, though, this isn't bad. If it's... Let's see what else we got. Okay, Lost in the Maze. Great. So your stuff can't be targeted. Yeah, we still win. Fantastic. Awesome. Awesome. Ooh, easy mulligan. Oh, this is kind of nice. Ooh, what do we put back here? I guess Paleontologist? Ooh, that doesn't feel good. Ah, man. Okay, sure. Man, I don't think I've struggled with a mulligan in a while. Don't know what I wanted to keep there. Their own Llanowar Elf, sure. And we have a torch. Alright, so this means we have to do this, I guess, on red. Because that's the only way this plan works. So that we can get rid of their Llanowar Elf. Alright, and at least slow them down a bit. I mean, they can have a Badger Mole Cub here or something, but this at least keeps them from getting 2 things down. And some people might say, well, why not wait till they play a Badger Mole Cub? Well, part of the reason is they'd be able to play Cub, and with our burn spell on the stack, then they'd still be able to use 2 mana for something. And we don't want that to happen. Alright. You know it's a good day when Badger Moles are getting into the red zone. Alright, what you got? The fact that we saw Torgal is interesting. Okay, Torgal for an Ouroboros, sure. Can we find our own? We cannot. So what's our plan here? Activate the land? Go ahead and play this tapped. Put counter bonus on the land, I suppose? Yeah, I think this is what we do. Just leave them no good blocks, but they have to block something or they just die. Great! Whoo! Beat an Ouroboros. I always love that. Yeah, the best there is they block this, it just first strikes, they take 9. They block this, they take 8. But either way, Ouroboros is still off the battlefield. And it wasn't even that bad because even if they'd go down to 2 or 1 or whatever, then the next turn is their Ouroboros can't even attack. So it would just be 3 blockers against either 4 or 5 attackers, potentially. So I think we were okay there. But man, having this little bit, these little counters and whatever, just nickel and diming your opponent makes so much of a difference. I mean, I guess we keep this. It doesn't feel like it does a lot. And we'll just assume the first Ouroboros, or Badger Mole doesn't make it. Actually, here's what we're going to do. We'll do this first. I like leading with a mana creature first, then seeing what the opponent does. Oh, there's probably going to be a shelter in our future. How do we work around that? Do we Badger Mole, Frenzied Baloth? I think so. A little wild. And then let's Badger Mole. Turn this into a thing. Play this. Ataxies. Like this is a lot happening with this hand. But I'm assuming they're going to shelter either a Badger Mole or the Baloth. Then we overboard and try to go for it. If they have 2 shelters, then it just sucks for us. Technically, though, we could... I mean, I guess they could get rid of both Baloths or Cubs with enchantments here. That would suck. Yeah, I assume one of them was going to be shelter. That's not a surprise. Oh, they're leaving the Cubs. Okay. Let's find a second overboard then. That'd be fantastic. All right. Well, we're only going to have like one other turn than this, but hopefully we won't need it. We'll see. Can we afford to go to 13? Because we'd only be able to tap 1, 2, 3 versus tapping. Well, no, either way, we're gonna have to tap a land anyway. So I guess it doesn't matter. All right. Put this in tapped. Juice everybody. Go get it. Hope we don't die. It's basically what this is. Hope we're not dead. If it's another shelter or something for the overboard, we're just cooked anyway. All right, they have it. Like, they're already sizing up their creatures. Yeah. Even if we top deck another one here, I think we're dead. Oh, not necessarily true. We could get Halana and Elena, which could block for a turn. They would gain life, but we wouldn't die. Torch is not going to be nearly enough here. They probably have the defensive spells. Oh, they didn't. Yep. We're just going to be a little short. All right. GG's, opponent. They had the right cards. We didn't. Needed a haste creature there, too. I actually just realized we could have got Halana Elena or a dragon would have also worked, or another Ouroboros would have worked. So we actually had a lot of outs. We just didn't get them. Let's keep it. This was like a lot's writing on these Llanowar Elves surviving. At least one of them. Yeah, against this deck, it's not likely that's going to happen. That's tough. And we drew a card that's not good in the matchup. Oh, this has only got worse by the second. Yeah, obviously not blocking. I know you're not letting me keep the Llanowar Elf. Quit playing with my emotions. Oh, you're going to let us keep it? Wow. A little surprised. I didn't think they were going to. So what do we do here? Oh, I messed up. I should have just taken the 2, because then I could have played Llanowar Elf plus Frenzied Baloth. Dang it. Yeah, that's a bad move. That would have been much better to have an additional creature here, and then be able to play Ouroboros or the Halana and Elena. Damn. Yep. And because I'm going to have to take the 2 anyway next turn. Like, so I'm not saving anything by not taking the 2, you know? Yeah, that was just a bad play last turn. Alright, no attacks. Just in case they spend their turn somehow getting rid of Ouroboros here, we could block the Hired Claw still. If they don't, then we just play Halana and Elena, put counters on Ouroboros, and call it a day. Wait, and you're pumping? Then sure. Why not? I mean, I guess you got to do something. You can't just not do anything there. I will go to 8. And I'll play this. Put counters here. Pump the team, attack. And then this should set up a lethal win next turn. Even if they had a, I don't know, ball lightning here, it wouldn't matter. All right, cool. You know, I do feel the need to ask. If you kept a mono red hand with a Hired Claw and 2 lands, but then didn't play anything else the rest of the game, what does the rest of that hand look like? Because I can't think at all. What, like, no burn spells to off my elves or anything? Like, nothing? That's really surprising. I kept waiting for another thing to happen, and it just didn't happen. Ooh, okay. Let's see what we can do with this. I mean, this isn't a crazy fast hand, but I do think we still lead with Paleontologist. I feels correct. We'll see, though. Blue-green with the Scry land. Sometimes it feels like that could be Reanimator stuff, but we'll see. Though, if they were playing Reanimator, that'd be the Surveil lands, and they'd just be able to put some stuff in the yard. So it's probably not that. There's a Badger Mole. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to remove old Badger Mole there. And then I think go ahead and play this. And I will attack. And then that gives us the ability to play Halana Nalena and the Frenzied Baloth, attack for 5 still, and have a pretty strong turn the following turn. Opponent could have been possibly relying on the Badger Mole Cub living as well, but we'll see. Nope, there's a land. This might be a situation where we have to try to race against their Ouroboros next turn, so however much damage we can get in here will be important. Of course, we could also draw our own, and then just drop a Frenzied Baloth to go with, and that would be great, but we'll see. Serpent. That has Death Touch. We don't like that. However, this we do like. So, yeah, let's pay the 2. I think we go here. And then just warp this, I think is fine. This is enough damage this turn. Alright, opponent's at 9. And if they Ouroboros here, they only have the Ouroboros, and that's okay too, I think. Oh, well, they won't with that, because land enters tapped from the Evolving Wilds. So that's good. Yeah, that's going to do it. Alright, this has potential. Let's see what we can do with this. Don't know how good, but yeah, potentially. Potential. That's why we call it potential, right? I mean, we have to put this on red, right? Man, a mana creature or something would have been real slick there, but in the turn. Okay, Momentum Breaker. Well, obviously, we've sadly got to get rid of Baloth here. Hope we draw an untapped land. Would be real nice. Okay, that'll help. Oh, geez, are we putting this on red, though? I think we have to, because if things go wrong, we'd like to be able to cast the Hellkite at some point. And we do have more green lands than red lands to draw here. Now, they can also have removal of a bunch of different types because they're playing black, so who knows what's going to happen here. Unholy Annex, that's great for us, though. Love to see that. So let's Badger Mole Cub. Turn this on. Use this to warp. Put counters on some things. Actually, I should have just attacked here. That would have been worth more. Actually, that would have ended the game, wouldn't it? No, because it would have been 1 more point. So they'd have been at 4. It's fine. Opponent has a lot to deal with here. Like, yeah, that's not even going to matter. They'll go to 7. We can attack for 8, getting rid of the wall, and we're fine. They're like, ha, look, we played the end. Got rid of all your Ouroboros. What you going to do now? Well, we could also just attack with everything, and that works. Yeah, whatever. I mean, I guess it's all the same. They can only stop. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, what was on the battlefield was lethal. This is way overkill. But, man, having haste creatures makes such a difference in just that extra 3 or 4 damage appearing sooner and giving you options against sweepers. Like, and we're just seeing so much of that. But yeah, good against mono black, and they got rid of all our Ouroboros. But I think while more people have moved toward the end, you're seeing that in a lot of lists. And I think with that happening, you're getting ahead of them a little bit with these haste creatures, because that's a slow card by comparison. Yeah, overall, this was still really good. No major complaints. Still was above 60% win percentage. So yeah, I'm good with this. If there were any real change, I would say, to make to this, it could be how many creatures? I feel like we have a lot of creatures. 27, so it's not bad. I do think though, while Overprotect is neat and it's cute and sometimes does let you punch through with like a bunch of Ouroboros counters, I think because the way we built this, with already having the flyers, having a couple of creatures with trample between the throw roller and the frenzied Baloth, that we probably don't need it, and this could be better served as being a couple of abrades, just because abrade can also destroy the monument that's played in the lessons decks. You can also use the 3 damage to off other early creatures, mana creatures, cubs, whatever, and I think that makes a lot of sense. So I could probably see making that change, because we did get to use Overprotect, I think, twice in the video, but it wasn't critical when we used it. It was just kind of nice to have. You know, whereas I do think had we just been able to remove a creature or whatever anyway, probably would have served us a little bit better. So it's probably the one change I would make. I mean, you could probably play something else with haste if you wanted to over the Wildfire Wickerfolk. Don't think there'd be anything wrong with it, but this is also totally fine. But yeah, overall, everything worked well. The deck's still good. If you have this previously, the upgrade changes weren't major. We only swapped, I think, like 6 cards, maybe 7, and we're able to play it just fine. So yeah, have fun with this one. Link will be over on Moxfield like usual. That's all I have you for now. We'll see you next time.